Hey guys, our decline here, average picker. So I thought I'd take advantage of an opportunity here for StockLockSunday because I got this in the mail yesterday from Israel. It's a Magnum Superior. And I don't know anything at all about this lock. I've not watched any videos on this lock. I've not read anything about this lock. I've not tried to look up anywhere anything about it. All I really know about it is from this picture. And it's a pretty common thing you run into, especially as you're kind of progressing through locks. You start running into, you'll run into locks you don't know anything about, and they may be quite different. And so I thought I would just take advantage of StockLockSunday to kind of do a little methodical probing around and see what we can figure out about this thing. So here we are, we're fresh in the box. See what we've got key-wise. So we can tell, and we could tell from the picture on the outside that we've got one or more sliders on the key from down here. And we've got some dimples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got 7 guys. Now, there's some weird angling on there. Now, I have picked a Yale Superior before, and I don't know how much is shared across some of this stuff. But I know the Yale Superior pins come in at an angle. And I'm wondering if that's what these cuts are, if that's indicative of pins maybe slightly angled. They're pretty crammed up on there with each other. That wouldn't too surprise me. So that's our slider, so it goes in. I'm not sure. Okay, so we know the slider. So if our key goes in that way, we know our pins run there, and that is the slide bar sliders. Unless they're running the sliders at the top, but I don't think they would. I don't see how they would do that because it would interfere with the pin thing. So I think it's safe to say that all of our sliders and pins are going to be on the one side of the lock. Oh, it's crooked. Oh yeah, because it's a little bit angled. Yeah. And there we go. There's one of our sliders. But I will bet. Sorry, I've got this nasty wound. I caught it moving a mantelpiece. I'll get in there and I don't know if you can see on cam, I'm trying to slide the slider. Very smooth. All right, let's flip around. Okay, so as I said, I'm not normally this intentionally methodical about it, but for the sake of the video, we want to put some kind of structure to it, as opposed to me just randomly jabbing around in there and swapping tools and things. So I've gone ahead, I've set aside a few things that I figure I will need, and this is just based off prior experience, mostly based on the Yale Superior. Probably don't need the Attila. The first Superior pick that I got on it, I actually just used the Tron and picked my way through it, so I've got it set aside. I've got this cheapo pick from a set that I filed down. It's good for kind of probing around, and I grabbed a couple dimple picks I thought maybe would be useful. I did not grab one of the Honest Dongs just because I know from prior experience again with the Superior that they were a little thick for getting in here. So I don't know, they're within reach if I need them. Tensioner wise, I just got these tensioners set out because I know I can probably grip on this side of the lock here, since all our mechanisms are over here, more on the right hand side that we're trying to deal with. And we know that from just having looked at the key and down the keyway, we could see our sliders are all over here as well as our pins. So we know we've got 7 pins in there, but I don't know how many sliders. So what I'm planning to do is come in here at an angle. Hopefully I'm not going to get hung up on the warding. And what I'm hoping is with the little tip of the pick there, I'm going to be able to just kind of feel out those sliders, that I should get little jostles from it. I'm going to try to catch one first just to see if it's sliding. I am really bad with these. I don't know if they have false gates on them either. Hopefully under tension, that's something we'll be able to determine. Okay. Does feel like there's more than one. Let's go all the way to the back. So I've gotten it really far in there now. Let's see. One, two. No, there's more than two. Let's see if we can slide all of them over. There's something hanging. It's hanging up somewhere in there. I'm going to try to get it as flat as I can. One, two, three. Three would be a weird number. Hard time feeling those guys out. Let's try again. That was a pin. That was not a slider. This pick has a slight bend to it. And I'm trying to get it as flat as possible so I can hook those guys. One, two. There we go. There. Okay. One, two, three. I'm going with four. Pretty sure nothing is in there, right? Yeah, nothing's over there. Going with four sliders. So we got 7 pins, 4 sliders. And they're probably coming in at an angle, it seems like. Again, similar to the way the Superior does, but at least from the Superior for picking purposes, that was not a big deal. So we'll put it under tension now. Okay, so we're going to get an idea for how much tension it may take. Not very much. Cock that in there. This is one of my favorite ways for kind of determining tension. I've done this, I did a video on this a while back, a little short tutorial, but just wedge the tensioner into the key. It's very floppy in there. And that kind of gives you an idea of how much tension you probably have to start to apply. It's not very much at all. Okay, so we're going to load this guy in there. Put some tension on it. Don't know about if the sliders have to go first or last, or if it's a mix. Just don't have that much experience with these kind of locks. I'm thinking again, just based off prior experience though, that the sliders will go last. I'm just going to try to get something to set. Not going for a pick right now. I'm just trying to get an idea of where those pins are exactly. I'm not getting anything setting. Let's see. Let's sit there a little bit differently. Let's try again. If this doesn't work, I will switch to a thicker pick. Because again, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm able to get things to set. Okay, that was a set. So why am I going in with the Tron? Well, I'm very familiar with the Tron, and I'm very familiar with how it feels. You might have a different pick that you're really familiar with, but even though this is not the ideal pick for this lock, probably, using a pick you're really familiar with can have its benefits. Yeah. You probably couldn't hear that on camera, but I did just hear some stuff drop. I'm going to try to switch to a different pick. Okay, so we're trying just kind of a more basic flag pick here. And again, I'm just trying to get a feel for it. Okay, stuff did just drop. Bit around. Okay, so I've actually flipped the lock around, just because we know the two sides they're going to pick differently, and they may give different feedback, so that definitely set. I think that was pin 4. Oh. Definitely felt that through the... Yeah, I just heard a number of them fall. I'm assuming that when these pick, we'll get something of a false, and then that will tell us to go do the sliders. I kind of wish I don't know if there is a way to read the key that much with the sliders. Oh, that was a big set. They continue to feel loose. And they just seem to slide. They don't seem to do any real clicking or catching it, snagging anywhere. So I'm guessing there's probably not a false gate on them. Be a little surprised though by that. I don't know. I don't know this lock. I would kind of guess. If I had to, before playing around with it, I would have probably said yes, there's a false gate on the sliders, but poking through here, there doesn't seem to be. They seem to be staying fairly consistent in their feel. They don't seem to snag or anything. Yeah, more stuff dropped. So I think we are going to end it there. I do want to keep this video under 15 minutes, but hopefully you got something out of it. And I think my biggest thing I would tell you is the takeaway from this is, when you're approaching a lock you don't know, start with what you do know. Start with your, use your prior experience, your experience maybe with locks that may be vaguely similar, and use the tools you're comfortable with working with. And you'll start to adapt it from there as you go through and you see, oh, this doesn't really work, but I can get a set, so what might I move to? When I first started the video, I was using these kind of offset flag picks. ended up switching to that guy. I think that's the right one. Yeah, just a more basic flag pick, and that was giving me some definite sets in there. It doesn't mean necessarily that's the best one to use, but that was what was telling me, okay, yeah, these pins are setting, you've got the tension correct. This is the way to start approaching it. So yeah, there we go, guys. Happy Stock Lock Sunday. I hope maybe, especially for you newer guys and girls and gals, you got something out of this. All right, you guys have a good one.